Hi everyone, welcome to the Relationship Workroom. I'm Nick here and you are?
Omalayo Awojebi.
We're so glad to have you join us today. Today we're going to be talking about healing from family betrayal and dysfunction. Layo, I know that a lot of people have gone through family betrayals, especially when they expect family members
to be there
for them, and it can be so hurting, and it can actually affect relationships going forward. Even at the workplace, it can be very
it can have effects.
Yes, detrimental. So we're going to be talking about that in a bit. But before that, I want you to click on our subscription button and notification bell so that you will get our videos every time we post them.
Yes.
Right into it. Layo, I want you to explain to us what exactly is a family betrayal. I mean, in the context of, one who's going into a relationship and has been betrayed. How does that play out? What effect does it have? I want you to define and explain.
Well, thank you, Nick. Family dysfunction is a complex situation. What does that even mean? Family dysfunction is being in the space where some of the people who you expect to be there for you, what family should be. Family should be your loved ones, people protecting you. Family is where you want to run for shelter. When the rain of this life is beating you, when people, come against you from outside circumstances, family is where you want to hide in. Unfortunately, family dysfunction, right, is that situation where it is now from that space that you are being dealt with.
Yes.
Do you see? The burdens and the emotional weights, the baggages that this person is carrying, right? Instead of coming from outside, has not come from family.
Yes.
Now, why does that happen? First of all, we are humans. Okay, so your father, your mother, your brother, they're all humans, right? But what you then realize is this. There's a concept called transgenerational trauma. And what that means is that grandparents, great-grandparents, they went through their own kind of situations. I remember one lady who I worked with, at our clinic at the Relationship Workroom. She hated her mother with a passion, right? And in sitting with her, in having the conversations, I realized that we began to trace our family history, we began to trace our mother's history, and I came to realize that our mother, listen to this, our mother was the last child, right, of the last wife in a family of 5 wives. So look at this. Our mother was the last child of the last wife, right, in a family of 5, in a family where there were 5 wives. So guess what? Her mother was the youngest wife. You know how the youngest wife is treated. And then so you get, and this. So first of all, her mother did not spend so much time with her father. So think about the age gap between this woman and her father. So she did not have quality time. And then once her father, so I'm talking about this lady's mother now. Now think about this. Once this woman's husband died, I'm talking about my client's mother. Once her mother's father died, I said,
yes, I understand.
Our mother was the youngest wife.
Yes.
Our mother had to go remarry somebody else. Do you see? Remarry somebody else. Left her in her father's house.
Wow.
And the other wives, maltreated her. So the mother did not have a very good upbringing. Do you see? She did not feel loved. And she, with that trauma imprint, she now began to raise my clients. Right? She had troubles with her own husband. So what am I saying? Now, all of these things tied up to how she was angry for the good part. You know, she was bitter. So my client could not connect with her mom. Do you see? This is the painful part. My client was raped at age 5. And out of fear, she was afraid to go tell. She didn't know what to tell. Now, her mom, when her mom heard, her mom said she was the one who went looking for the guy to come, do something with her at age 5.
So there was no trust.
There was no trust. Now, this was paining my client. I mean, this was paining her. She was bitter, right? These are the kind of things that will cause, betrayal in the family and make you wonder if family is where you can get support from and that kind of thing. For a long time, for over 20 years, my client held her mother in unforgiveness. How would you talk to me? How would you say that to me? How would you say a 5-year-old girl, went looking for somebody to come to do something with her and all those kind of things, right? I just said that to share how family can be the place where some of the deepest pains in our hearts, come from. So that's the concept of family betrayal and dysfunction. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. So what I have gotten from the things you've said is that there's a root cause.
Yeah.
Why people get betrayed or why people in family members tend to act like they are betraying their loved ones. For instance, for me now, growing up as a child, I grew up in a family where my mom left at 3, right? And my dad had to remarry. And so I didn't, for the many parts of my growing up years, I just didn't feel very loved, and I felt detached. So fast forward to marriage, getting into marriage, I realized that many times I get detached. I want to, be by myself. I want to be reaffirmed. I want to be reaffirmed that I'm loved, because growing up I didn't feel like I was loved. My mom not being there, leaving me at 3, feeling like I had the problem, and then my dad not being available, then I having a tough time as a child. Now getting into marriage, I often would, when we just started off, I often would feel like, does he really love me? Is he going to be there? Are you sure he's not going to go off? And those kind of experiences tend to bring about people called anxious attachment style people.
Yes, people who have anxious attachment style.
Yes, the anxious attachment style person wants love, wants to chase after it. But then I noticed that I didn't just have the anxious attachment style. I had the avoidant attachment style as well.
So it was anxious avoidance.
Yes, it was now called anxious avoidance, where
sometimes
you want to be
pursuing
love. The next thing you are pulling
away from love.
When you feel like, okay, he's all over me, you are wondering and suspecting, is it really true? So that's another concept.
He wasn't secure.
All right. So those are the things that the effects of coming from a dysfunctional home. When you have family betrayals and all of that, those are the effects. Now, how do you heal from such, so that you go into your marriage whole, or so that if you're already in marriage and you were not self-aware, that these experiences
are affecting
you, how do you heal? I want you to just give us in a few minutes.
Okay. All right. So the first thing is this. Let me say this. The unfortunate part of how family betrayal and dysfunction affect us is that many times you cannot even tell that this is going on with you. So think about when we're in secondary school, or maybe even in university, or maybe after university at work. All those times when the person will think, oh, they don't like me, or when you feel like the victim in amongst your friends and those kind of things, we could not place a name, we could not label it, we could not say this is what was going on and that kind of thing, because there was no knowledge, right? The individual did not have any knowledge along those lines, right? So, but this is to help people perspective to it, that the feelings of loneliness, the feeling of, oh, they don't like me, or they don't want me in this circle, and all of those kind of things, right? Understand that all those things stem from, the kind of family you came out from, and all of that. Because, don't forget again that when you find a child who is confident, a child who can express themselves, right, those are signs that this child has come from a healthy home, a secure background. Do you see? So, how do you do with those things? The first thing you want to do, the first thing is awareness.
Great.
Self-awareness, to become aware, right? So now that you're watching this video, you're gaining knowledge, you're becoming aware, you're able to introspect and say, okay, so how did I grow up? What happened to me as I grew up? What were the dynamics? How did they affect me? And all of those. So to deal with them, the first thing you have to do is an awareness. Come to an awareness of the fact that, hey, how did did I have family betrayal? How did the dysfunction in my family affect me? That's the first thing. Authentically ask yourself these deep questions, right? In a previous video, we did a video on 3 essence before marriage, right? You want to see that video because I talked in that video about family of origin tendencies. This is actually a sequel to that video. Secondly, you can use the help of a therapist. What will the therapist do with you? A therapist is equipped to help you unpack the dynamics of how you grew up, the effects, right, of those things going on, and how you can trace them, track them, and the damages that they may have caused, and will help you with fixing. Okay. Another thing you really can do is to say to people who really love you, right? And just have genuine conversations and say, okay, so what are the things that you feel I do very greatly, and what else do you think in what areas do you think I really behave nasty? When they say, and hey, let me warn you ahead of time, this exercise can be it can be brutal, right? Because people will come and tell you exactly what is it. Particularly, make sure that people can tell you the truth without holding back. They'll tell you some things that they'll tell you can make you cry, can make you, but I mean, it certainly make you do some deep introspection. When they tell you those things, you want to sit down and ask yourself genuinely, which of these things sprung out of the fact that I was raised in the home where I was raised in. Now that you have these facts, you can look at them and you can then begin to say, these are sets of behaviors I'm going to have to walk away from. This and that are how my upbringing have affected me, and I want to make the journey away from them.
Okay, but I would like to add 1 or 2 things to what you said. In the process of, first of all, I want us to understand that if you've gone through betrayal in your family, if you've come out from a dysfunctioning or dysfunctioned family, know that you can heal.
Yes.
And there is actually absolutely nothing wrong with you. It just means that there's work to do so that it does not affect your relationships in the future or your marriage.
Yeah.
And understand also that healing is a process. It doesn't happen automatically.
Certainly.
You have to go through a process.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to add to what Laios shared with us was that you have to be compassionate
with yourself.
With yourself.
Yeah.
Know that it's okay. A lot of people go through so many things. It's what you do with where you are that actually matters.
Yeah.
So allow yourself go through the process. Forgive yourself. forgive those that have. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. Saying forgive those that have hurt you, but you really have to. So it's because it's for you.
Yeah.
You know, it takes you. You know, it brings you out of that traumatic experience. Another thing is that you have to reparent yourself, right? You have to reparent yourself in the sense that yes, your parents didn't do as you expected them to do, but make yourself realize that you are lovable.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me. You go back to that situation and tell yourself that this is not who I am. You know, I'm better than this.
I'm better than this.
And then you begin to take baby steps and move forward. I believe that, you know, today's video must have impacted you greatly. Lyle, don't you think so?
Yes.
Yes.
We shared some really significant things.
Yes. And so we want to encourage you to keep following us, subscribe to our channel if you have not, and we will see you next time.